Every single man has a dream, but there are very few men who actually step into realizing their dream. There's very few men who actually take that dream and make it a reality. And I want to tell you guys today why you're stuck, how to get unstuck, and how to reach your dream destination. So Lord, just thank you so much for bringing these men here. I pray that you give me wisdom that's not from me, but from you. And I pray that it be used to help these men step into the full potential that you have created them for. We ask this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen, boys. Welcome in. Let's get straight to business. So I want to give us a verse to be the center of everything we're about to talk about. It's Proverbs 6:9-11. It says, "How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man." I want this to be the focus of our conversation, and what I want you to draw from this passage from Proverbs 6 is there's no time to waste. There's no time to delay that thing that has been planted within your heart that you feel a yearning and desire for. It's there for a reason. And the longer you lie there, the longer you stay in sleep, slumbering, being a sluggard, sooner than later, scarcity, not just financial scarcity, scarcity of life, scarcity of opportunity, scarcity of impact is going to be the reality that you're living in. So what I want to show you guys is when you're feeling stuck, how do you get unstuck? How do you reach that dream destination? And for all of us to reach that dream destination, what do we need to first head in that direction? The first thing we need is we need clarity on the destination. What is the destination that we want to arrive at? And this is why I encourage every single man to literally sit down and create a vision for the man they want to become and in the life they want to live. Write it down on paper, physically, mentally, spiritually, in your relationships with people, your family, your friends, your wife, your career, your finances, your lifestyle. What do you want those areas of your life to look like? And who do you want to be as a man? Your character, your values, down to the fine details. What body fat percentage do you want to be? How much do you want to weigh? Where do you want to live? How much do you want to spend on your home that you raise your family in? These things matter because the more fine detail we have about the destination, the easier it is to come up with an exact plan to get there. So first, focus on the destination, because without a destination, there is no direction for us to head in. And now, you have to understand that with every destination, I'm going to call these green states here that you see, these green states are desired states, right? Places we want to be. And you see the destination obviously is a place we want to be, and a state of discipline, we'll touch that in a second, is a place that we want to be as well. And then there's two other states that we find ourselves in throughout any given day. We find ourselves in fleeting states, and we find ourselves in momentum states. Fleeting states, the states you see here in the red, belief, desire, motivation. Fleeting states are states that are temporary. They only last for a little while. They're there and then they're gone. Where momentum states you can think of like small wins stacking on top of each other. Momentum states are almost like you're going up a staircase. Every single win, every single action that you do consistently, you see the momentum states here are action and consistency. Every single small win that you take action on stacks and compounds to build more and more momentum. And those momentum states actually propel you towards the desired state. But without momentum, there is no way to get to our desired states. So now that you understand kind of the different states that we can be operating in, either a fleeting state or a momentum state, and you understand where we want to get to, a desired state, I can make more sense of what's going on here. And I call this the motivation loop. Because the reason so many men are stuck is not because they don't have a dream. It's not because they don't have a vision. It's not because they don't want to be great. It's because they don't know how to capitalize on motivation. And when they don't know how to capitalize on motivation, that motivation comes and they don't capitalize, and boom, it's gone. They're right back to the same life that they've been living week after week, month after month, year after year. So here we are with our destination, right? You've gotten crystal clear on your vision. This is exactly what I want to do, the direction I want to head, the man I want to become. Now, you will come to a point during life where you either have a belief that it's possible that you get to a place, you either have a belief that it's possible you get to that destination, or you have a desire to get there, right? For you to create a vision of the life you want to live and the man you want to be, there must be at a minimum a desire for that, because that doesn't just come to reality. That vision, you can't put a vision on paper without having a desire for it, right? That's born out of your desires. You may not believe that you can get to that place, but at a bare minimum, you have to have a desire for it. And sometimes on top of that, we have a belief that we can get there because we've seen somebody else do it, or we've been exposed to it, or something in our past has told us that we can actually get here. We've learned in our past that if we show up and we put in the work, we can get to any destination. Whatever it is, belief or desire, whether you have a belief that you can get to this destination or you have a desire to get there, each of those creates motivation. And specifically, it creates a spark of motivation. Now, the reason why most men stay stuck is because they do this. When that spark of motivation comes, they do nothing. They delay. They sit in fear, because when we do something new, when we step out into the unknown, which is required for change, that's frightening because we don't know what to expect. It's foreign. It's foreign land to us. So even though we're motivated, oh wow, I'm excited to get to this place. I really want to be this better man. I want to work out. I want to get ripped. I want to find a job that I love. I want to make the most money I ever have. I want to get as close to God as possible. Something comes in and robs that motivation from us. And it ends up leaving us in a place where we do nothing. And when we do nothing, we stay the same. Week after week, month after month, year after year, we stay the same. And the motivation, poof, it's gone. And now, what actually happens is it takes that much longer for us to get back to a state of belief and back to a state of desire. Because don't forget, that destination, that vision that you created, this has not disappeared. But what did disappear was the motivation, because you did nothing. And so now you're stuck in this same loop. And now that you're stuck in this place of being the same, geez, I had an opportunity to take action and move in the direction of my dream, but I didn't. My belief is gone. Why would I believe that I can get there if I just had an opportunity, I was motivated to get there, and I didn't do anything? I'm not going to believe it at all. And that lack of belief, that destroying of your confidence that happens when you delay and live in fear and do nothing, that almost blinds you to your desire. Your desire gets so suppressed because your belief has been stolen from you. In your past is starting to show you and try to convince you that you're not capable, that you'll never actually take action and do what it takes. So you kind of just suppress that desire for a better life. And you lie to yourself and you convince yourself that this is the life that I want to live. And this is the best that I'm capable of. Which is a total lie. So how do we then get out of this place of being stuck? How do we break this vicious cycle of even getting excited about making the change but actually doing nothing? It all comes down to capitalizing. You must capitalize on the spark. When you're motivated, when you have clarity on that vision and you have a desire to get there, you have a belief that you can get there, or you have just the desire, you need to ask yourself every single day, what is the most important next step I can take to move in the direction of that vision? What is the first action step I can take to move in that direction? You're excited, you're enthusiastic, you must capitalize on that spark. Take action. Even if it's just one thing. You want to get in the best shape possible. What you should be doing is, how do I get in the gym? How do I eat healthy? What is the first thing I can do? I'm going to literally start with breakfast, the meal right in front of me. I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to sign up for the membership. I'm just going to start. I'm going to get the ball rolling. And then you figure out how to do that consistently. And you keep doing it consistently. You take that same action consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And before you know it, that consistent action has created discipline. That discipline is not only what's going to get you to the destination, but it's what's going to keep you there. Nobody cares if you lose 20 pounds. Nobody cares if you make $1 million, if you just get there and you gain the weight back. If you just get there and you blow the money on something stupid or you lose it all. The discipline has to be built. That's why we have to be okay with the process. The process is not about getting there. It's about becoming the man who is capable of staying there. You want to be the man who is fit, not the man who got fit. You want to be the man who loves his career, not the man who worked one cool job. You want to be the man who is wealthy and passing that on to generations and providing for people and generous, not the man who once had the hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. That doesn't matter. Nobody cares about temporary success. We want things that last. And so you have to realize, how long will you lie there? How long will you be a slug? When are you going to get up out of your sleep? You have to realize those moments of excitement are the most important. Those moments of desire, those moments of belief. Those are the most important. When you have that motivation, you must do something. And you can operate from that mindset of MINS, most important next step. MINS, what is the most important next step I can take today? And then you take that action and you do it consistently. And the only other thing that needs to be done in this process of action and consistency day to day is I'm refining. I'm getting a little bit better. I'm tuning my workouts. I'm improving the quality of my food. If I'm trying to step into a new industry, I'm getting better at studying. I'm figuring out the right knowledge that I want to acquire. If I'm studying myself to understand my emotions, or I'm going deeper with God, I'm just removing distractions from that quiet time in the morning. I'm starting in a place where my mind is absolutely racing when I sit down to journal or meditate or spend time with God for the first time in my life. But by day 30, by day 60, I'm fully focused. I'm fully present. I'm not worried about what's going on during the day. I don't care who could have texted me last night or what email could be in my inbox. I'm present. I'm listening. I'm listening for God. I'm tuning in with the Holy Spirit. I'm observing my thoughts and emotions. I'm stepping into full control. All I'm doing is optimizing. This cycle of action and consistency, I'm improving it 1% every single day. And that cycle of consistency and action is going to build the discipline. That's going to get me to the destination. So boys, if you're feeling like you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, I know you have a vision. I know you have a dream. If you want to reach that dream destination, you first need to sit, create that vision, get crystal clear. Without the clarity, we have no idea where to head. And now you're going to have desire. You're going to have belief. That motivation spark, you must capitalize on it. You must realize delay is killing your dream. Delay is killing your potential. Every single time you don't do the thing you know you want to do, you get stuck in the same place. It's not about knowing that you're capable of doing that thing. It's about becoming capable through the process, becoming capable through that cycle of action and consistency. There will be failure. That's a great thing. Failure means you have an opportunity to learn. You have an opportunity to get better. Every failure brings you closer to the destination. There is no process where you just jump from where you are to the destination. That's impossible. It's up and down, following a long period of time. Over a long period of time, that trend is linear, but it's still up and down, win, loss, failure, setback. Okay, I'm still going. So that's the action, that's the consistency, the discipline builds. You just do it. You just operate. Now you're creating a new identity. You're a new man, and eventually you get to these destinations. You stay at them, and even then, once you get to those destinations, you're not just like, all right, I'm good. I'm chilling now for the rest of my life. No, those destinations are advancing. You have other goals. You're maturing more. Everything continues to advance. Everything continues to get better. So the thing is, you need to come up with a structure. You need to come up with a system. Once you have that vision. You need to be able to take that vision and work backwards from it, reverse engineer. How do I take my vision and work backwards to determine the steps I need to take today to move in that direction, the actions that I need to do consistently to move in that direction? So if you're a man who doesn't really know how to build that system, you don't know how to stay accountable, you don't know how to stay consistent, and you want help with that, whether that's getting in the best shape of your life, dropping a vice, pouring alcohol or weed, whether that's moving into a place where you're excited about what you do, preparing for your wife, whatever it is, and you feel like structure and consistency and accountability is going to help you get there, then what you can do, there's the link in the description of this video to book in a free call with me. What we're going to do is we're going to get crystal clear on your destination, crystal clear on the vision, on the goals. We're going to determine everything that's holding you back from that. We're going to remove it. We're going to put a system in place so that you can capitalize on the motivation, so that you can do that consistently, so that you can take action every single day, build the discipline that's required to arrive at that destination, boys. Don't be the sluggard from Proverbs 6:9. Don't wait. All we have to do is capitalize on today. It's just this moment. How can you win in this moment? And that is what will help you step into the full potential that God has created you for. Let's go.